Free speech, it's our right, or so we thought. We've been told in the past, but I'm going to address something I've been thinking about a lot lately and I haven't really spoken about. And that is everything going on with this trans Tifa. And that's what I'm going to call it. And I actually took that word, took that phrase, whatever you want to call it, Trantifa, from a friend of mine, a colleague. I am speaking out about this because this is something our children are seeing, our teens are seeing, our young people are seeing. We're seeing this increased violence, what is coined, trans activists. And I'm here to tell you, first of all, a couple of different things. My 40 years in show business, I have met in the entertainment industry two truly trans people. Now, I'm not saying there aren't trans people because there definitely are. I do believe people can wake up and think they're born in the wrong body. That's their choice. That's their freedom. If we don't like it, we just ignore it. We stay out of it. We don't attack people. Also, with this whole trans movement, we don't care what anybody 18 or older does. We don't care what adults do. It's everybody's business. We do care, a lot of us, about this agenda being forced on our children, our vulnerable children. And I'm not understanding that we are allowing, I almost got a little choked up here, everybody, these domestic terrorists to go into events and to attack what are coined conservatives. We believe, again, in free speech in the United States of America. For instance, Riley Gaines, the swimming champion, was blocked for 3 hours in a room, and she was attacked, as she puts it, by a man in a dress. Then we also had upstate New York at SUNY, State University, New York in Albany, an event. Free speech was the title of it. Free speech event something came together. And again, these trans, or we're told they're trans activists, came. And it's the usual MO, shouting and nasty and pushing and hurting people. And just that's what they're counting on, that they shout you down so you just quietly sneak away or you don't hold events. This has to end. And you know what? And I don't know this for sure. These people don't look like trans people to me. They're being bussed in. They're being given $10, the free bus ticket, a boxed lunch or dinner, and they're told to create hell. I think we all know that, right? Why is any of this any different from January 6th, right? These are domestic terrorists. They are violent because you all saw these are men in dresses. This is a big disservice actually to our trans community. And as a matter of fact, I'm being told by people in the trans community, and I'm also digging around and finding a little bit of research that they're coming out. They don't like this. They don't like what they are. Being turned into this with this weaponization, this political movement. And I think we all saw with the Nashville shooter, and that is as far as I will go with that one, that the sympathies, whether it was government, whether it was the media, are complicit. That person, that monster, was the victim, not the three beautiful children and not the three wonderful adults that were also killed that day. So you got to think about all of this. Here we have a group getting together to talk about free speech on a college campus, and they are viciously attacked. And you know what? The other thing happening is the security at these events and the police at these events are taking the side of these trans activists. And I can't imagine why, because they're not protecting, you're supposed to protect both sides, number one, or maybe they're so in fear, security and police these days, with all of this social justice, whatever these issues are called, that they're afraid to, touch anybody trans or appearing to be trans. But we definitely have, men and guys showing up in dresses just wrecking havoc. So how is that any different from Antifa and any of these other places? And it's getting worse. You can feel it. It's getting worse. They're shutting us down. Also, I have to mention, women and girls are being erased. I finally thought, okay, well, it'll sort of come and go what's going on now. But we've got, Bud Light, we've got Nike, we've got all kinds of things happening in entertainment. We've got the kids in school being told, where are all the feminists to stand up? Because girls and women are being erased. It's very clear. I can see it. You should see it too. So the point of this conversation this evening, I'm recording this very late at night, is that what about our children in all of this? This is what they're witnessing, this horror, these nightmares, this violence. Be trans, do what you want. But when you have people like Karine Jean-Pierre at the White House, press secretary, saying, go out and fight for yourselves, trans people, when you have the occupant of the White House saying we are a trans nation. My gay friends all want to know, what happened to us? We're being ignored. The Black girls and women that I work with in sex trafficking, survivors, current prostitutes are being overlooked. Who's helping them? What are, the Democrats doing for any of these people? Nothing. So it's up to us in our own homes, in our communities, to come together, to talk to each other, to speak about truths and facts, to always keep our cool, never act like these monsters, like these animals. But you got to talk to your kids, because look what they're seeing. It seems like no safe haven, right? Because they're not immune, because kids are online, kids are in school. It's up to you. It's up to us. So let me leave you with these parting words. Just talk to your kids about all of this, age appropriate. You don't have to go into too much detail with kids. You have to just reassure them in the environment we live in, everything will be okay. And you have to be realistic with them, especially the teens. They're suffering, they're vulnerable. We do focus groups. They want attention. They want to talk to their parents, their caregivers. And a lot of it's not happening. So when about 70% of you admit in a study, and we know it's higher, that's who's admitting it, you don't know anything your kids are doing online, and 85% of you admit you use it as a distraction, a babysitting tool, even with teens, we've got work to do. And this is not judging. This is, I'm seeing the decimation of America, and we've got to turn this around. It's a big, overwhelming problem. I know you all know this, but protect your children. Start in your home. Always follow lynswarriors.org. We now have 3 radio programs. We have, I made it easy for everybody. I called everything Lynn's Warriors, because I believe, like I woke up that one day a couple of years ago, we all have to become a warrior in America and take things appropriately into our own hands. So we have Lynn's Warriors on Wednesdays. That's WVOX.com. We have Lynn's Warriors on TNT. That's TNTradio.live every Saturday at 3 p.m. And daily now I'm doing a show called State of the Nation, TNTradio.live. And that program encompasses families, children, what's going on in states with different policy work. It's a little broader. So how do we reach the people with truths and facts and turning the media for good? And that's what I'm doing. Because if you listen to mainstream media, they are complicit in the sex trafficking of our children, in not giving you the correct information, of being very biased. And that goes for, I don't care if it's CNN or if it's Fox. You need the information. Take care of your children. Communicate with your children. Educate yourselves. lynswarriors.org. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of good on the internet. Wade through, but follow always lynswarriors.org. And thank you for all of you out there who have donated to us, who have helped us, who volunteer for us. We couldn't do it without you. And remember, community creates change. Each and every day, go out and be a warrior.